Hello everybody, welcome to the setup guide for Chamber on Fracture. So I know this has taken forever because I recorded this a bunch of times and the audio just completely screwed up. There was one where the audio didn't record at all, and then there was others where the footage just corrupted. But I feel like I would drop this just because the act is almost over and I want you guys to get use out of this while you can. So with that being said, let's start on A. So the go-to one for A main is I like putting my TP here, and trip goes around here. So what this does is you wouldn't think you have very much range, but with the buff you can play it all the way out here, so which is a lot more range than you think. And then when you TP, you're safe, especially because this has your back, and then you're safe from getting rushed down instead of placing your TP there or there. So that's just like the basic setup. I like to play with A. This is a pretty decent headhunter angle. Just don't zoom in on this angle. Just go like this. I've learned my lesson the hard way. Zooming in here, it's hard to track them because they're so close to the angle. So just do like that. Alright, now we'll do the opposite. Trip goes there. And now this time when you're playing sands, or not sands, dish, your TP is gonna go here, and then this one you're actually a lot safer. So this one allows you to come out here, play all the way out here. This one also, you probably shouldn't zoom in. They're always going to be at the same level. They're going to peak there. This is around head level right here. And what I like to do with this one is I'll tap the orb. So I'll come out here, tap the orb, and then move a little further over. And if they're going to peak the orb, you can kill them and TP out, and then you're way safer here. You're completely in spawn. So that one's pretty nice. The last one I have for A is your TP goes here. Your trip can go either of these places. It doesn't really matter. It's wherever you want to put it. Or you can put your trip like here, and whenever they open the door, it will slow them. That one's pretty good if you plan on playing like over here. So then you can't just get rushed. If they rush you, then you can just turn and fight this. But if you're not playing over here, you just have to be aware of the door. Or you play over here on purpose, and you shoot them when they walk through the door. I mean, there's a lot of spots you can play with this TP. I mean, you can watch dish from here, and from here, if you back all the way up, you're safe from door. Watch dish from here. Come out and play heaven, which this part you are exposed to dish and to door, so I wouldn't recommend playing here. Here is pretty good, so you can walk them as they cross the site. The only thing that sucks is if they go stairs, then it's really hard to move up and track them, but if you see them go stairs, you can unpeak or TP away, and a lot of times they won't have killed you by then. But that's basically it for A. It's really, really simple, and there's a lot of things that you can do with just those couple TPs. You can, like, there's plenty of areas to play. And I guess I'll show one more. So one more, this one only use if your teammate is holding your dish. So if you have a teammate playing out here, and you tell them to play dish, hold dish, your TP can go here, and then now you're allowed to play on site, and you can TP out to dish. But if your TP, or if your teammate is not dish and you do this, they might just be watching you and they'll shoot you the moment you TP. But playing site is pretty good. This angle I would recommend holding with the headhunter. This, or zoomed in with the headhunter. ADS here, this is a really nice angle. Especially you come over to here, very, very nice, easy to shoot them. Same thing over here. This is very, very nice if you zoom in. I mean, even if you don't have a TP there, I mean, you can try something like this.
That's a good spot.
Have your trip there. I mean, the only problem is if you do this, you're exposed to sands, and you're exposed to main if they run out. So that's what kind of sucks. It's just, if you're playing on site, you don't really have a getaway. So if you do plan to play on site and you don't have anyone dish, then maybe you just place your TP here, and then you go for a kill, TP away, and then go for a second kill. And if you get rushed down, you're going to die. But then hopefully you've gotten at least 1 or 2 kills by then. So it's worth it if you get multiple before you die. Alright, so let's go to B now. So B, there's a lot more creative things you can do. So probably my favorite one, which this one is not creative yet, just wait. My favorite one is just a TP here, and a trip goes here. And then this one you can come all the way out and peek here, and you are really safe when you TP away. You're all the way to site, and you have this entire wall as cover, and then if you want to, you can even re-peek this. One thing you have to be aware of is this is probably not a great headhunter angle. I would really only play this one with a rifle or an op, because the problem is if you're holding out here, they can walk up onto there, or they can walk up close, and their head is going to be at all different levels. So it's kind of hard to track with the headhunter. I would recommend this with the op because you really don't have to adjust that much. You just adjust like this, and then you can shoot and TP. So this one is more of an op angle, and if you're really confident, peek it with a rifle, but if they keep running you down, then I wouldn't even recommend peeking it at all unless you have an op. I mean, you can do a similar sort of thing, like just playing here, because, I mean, if you just play here, then their heads are always going to be at the same level, unless I guess they peek you really close. But most people don't peek like this. I mean, I guess their head will be like here. So that is pretty annoying that you'll have to adjust down. But this angle I like better with the rifle. You can stand here. It's a lot easier to track. And you're decently safe. And then you can come out here and run away. Now let's again show the opposite thing. So trip goes here. And when you're playing arcade, this is my favorite TP. So this lets you play literally like anywhere arcade. Sit in this corner, wait for him to push. Sit behind the box. Swing out, get a kill. Push all the way up here, sit here, get a kill. Come all the way under tunnel. Shoot them. If they let you, come all the way over here. Fight main, TP away. What I like to do is like the same thing with dish. I'll like come out here, and then what you be careful of is people hiding in this corner. But you come up here, like you walk here, and if you don't hear them rushing you, you slowly clear these angles, and then you tap the orb and see if they'll swing you from somewhere. And if not, then you can just take the orb and then chill here and play. I mean, this is a pretty good angle to play because you're hidden from here, and from the people, like if you're anchoring the site, people rotating from dish will come around and you have a pretty nice off angle onto them. So yeah, that's what I like to do for like the basic setup for B. Some really cool ones you can do. Here are the more creative ones. TP on top of here. So there's actually multiple different things you can do with this one. So first thing is here. You are completely safe from main, and you can watch arcade. Even if this is smoked, people a lot of times will not check this. So that's a lot of times a free kill. You can even place your TP back here if you want to be safer. Yeah, actually, I think that's better. There's no reason not to put it there, because you might get stuck there and mollied off. So I feel like that's just always better. Just reach here and place it as far as you can. Yeah, that's way better. And then, as I said before, the other place to play is here, because now you're hidden from arcade and okay to take a couple shots here. Just the only problem is if they flash, then you might be cooked. So that's why I like playing in the middle. You stand here, wait for them to flash, and then you swing out. Get a kill and TP away. So that one is really, really cool. Putting your TP here can be helpful though. Like, so if you're gonna play dice, I mean, a lot of times what you can do is you can just sit here, and people a lot of times will not clear you. I think they can see you from tower. I think they can see your gun poking out or see part of your body. But arcade, people don't really. They come out here, they come out here, they come out here, they come out here, and then they clear here. They don't really expect the guy to be here, so they have to adjust, take a couple shots, TP, and then get ready for them to fight you here. So that one can be pretty creative. Another thing you can do, come on top of here, and you have a nice angle from arcade, especially with an op. This one is super nice. Again, if they don't flash, this is almost a free kill every time. Super nice angle. And then with that one, probably have a trip there to then stop the people main from rushing out. This trip will see them and they'll get slowed before they can really push you. Yeah, super, super nice. That's about all there is on defense, but basically with any of those, you can switch it up and play in different areas with multiple TPs. I mean, there's a lot of really cool things, but now let's go to attack, which there's also some creative setups for. So we'll just start at B, which is one of my favorites here. So your trip on B is really weird because it cannot cover everything. So if you're gonna play sight, a lot of times your trip should just go here at the barriers once they go down. And then if you're playing sight, like here, your trip will still be up. The problem with this trip is if they come under tunnel, they can flank you and kill you in the back, so it's not foolproof. So again, you can counter that by putting your trip here, but then they can flank you from here. So the only trip that will cover them both is like this, but the problem is it doesn't alert you that they've pushed flank until they have so much space. Like they could come up all the way here, then they shoot it, then they come back, instantly swing you. So it's kind of up to you where you want to put this one. It's kind of based on what the enemies have been doing all game, but I'm going to show you the place where I like to put it. So your TPs on B, I'll show you the basic one, which is here. I think everybody knows this one. You come out, I mean after the buff it's a lot better. You can come all the way out here. Even play up here. There's a lot of really cool spots you can play now. This corner. It's really good. But the one that's even better is you're gonna come down here and put it in this corner. Now look at all the room you have. You can literally basically play anywhere you want. If you're somehow able to get up into Gen, they smoke you off, they're not gonna expect you here. Boom, gone. Come all the way up here. Boom, gone. Literally anywhere you want on attack, you can just get out with that TP. Now, when you place this one, you are at risk from them flanking you from tunnel. So, when I do use this TP, I like to put my trip here. So if they do come tunnel, they will get hit by the trip. Again, the only issue is if they do flank you from here and they see your TP, they might just watch it. Or they'll be able to flank you again since your trip is watching your teleport instead. So you just kind of have to be aware of all this stuff because this map is not designed well for Chamber's trip since he only has one now. It's really not good. So no matter what you do, there's going to be some like holes in your defense or your flank cover. So you just have to be aware of all the different possibilities and you can decide where you want to put the trip. So yeah, that TP is really good. Trip's kind of annoying though. For arcade, you can do the same thing if you want. The only problem is you don't really get to play sight. You really are like limited just to here. But again, this one is very good if you're able to somehow get up here with an end. They let you get up here before they push out. TP here, and then you're able to come back here. And just like before, trip either goes there or it goes here. I mean, what I do like better about this trip is it does actually cover everything. So you place it here and it will cover this flank, and if they come out tunnel, then it will cover that. So that trip is pretty good. But other TPs I like to use this one right here, not bad, because especially if you're playing in tower and if nobody is pushing arcade, I mean, again, you have to be aware they might push your arcade, but if they don't, you're able to TP here and then peek the same spot from a new angle, which is pretty cool. Another one is just placing it in here. I mean, I like to put it here other than, or as opposed to right here, because a lot of times you have it here and you're fighting out here, and then you TP, and then they'll start rushing you, and you don't want them to just rush you and shoot you here, so you're going to be around the corner. Yeah, I like that one better. And then with that one, if you decided not to place your trip, you can put your trip here. So then when you TP here, there's nobody like coming up the rope and gonna shoot you in the back. So yeah, this map is annoying to attack on, but it has some pretty creative TP spots. So from dish, there really is nothing really to say here.
That works.
Trip goes here. When you actually come up and contest, your TP either goes here or goes here. Only problem with this one is they might be able to shoot you from there, but again, you can move it further back or just place it here. The only problem is if you place it here and you're being held, there's really only one way for you to peek, and you're kind of screwed. They'll a lot of times might just kill you. But if you have it here, it's not as good. But when you TP back, you can't really get shot, and then you can come up and peek from all these different angles. So I prefer that one. I like that one a little bit better. For A main, again, there's not too much crazy stuff, but I will go over the trip placement. So normally, you want your trip here, so then you can play the majority of sight. And the alternative to that is placing it here, so then it will also cover door. But the problem is, if you're still like sitting here and they come flank from, they just flank you for main, they can shoot you before the trip even goes off. Alright, enough yapping about this trip. There's really only, I mean, I don't really like this TP spot because your like shoulder is exposed from here, from drop. So there really only is one safe option, and that's right here. I mean, it is pretty good because it lets you play all the way up here, stairs, top sight, out here, out here, out here, watch CT, even all the way over here. Watch up here. And then you're TPing all the way back to main relatively safely. Alright, so that's going to do it for the fracture guide for Chamber. Let me know if you like this kind of content. And I know these setups are kind of annoying. There's a lot of annoying things about this map, but Chamber actually can be pretty good here if you have some good off angles with those teleports that I showed you. And sometimes it can feed you free picks. But anyways, if you like this, like the video and sub for more guides. Peace.